Hey! All right, everybody, how's it going? Now, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I used to own a Vauxhall Meriva B, but the car's not here anymore. It ended up being scrapped, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Right, okay then, so I had a Vauxhall Meriva B, and what happened was the power steering pump failed. Now, I ended up scrapping it, and it went off to Copart, and this whole video is about Copart not being honest with the description, but I'll get to that in a minute. Right, so I got a few things to go through, right? So stick with me. So in front of me here is a Suzuki Swift on a 2018 reg, and I don't know if you can notice, but the bumper's black, the wing is like a grey beige. You can't see, but this bonnet is damaged there. So I've bought an accident damaged car, and I've stuck it back together quickly so I can drive it around until I get things painted and everything. So at the moment it's not painted, but I've put everything together. It had a little bit of an accident, and I had a bit of a bash down by here. I tell you what, I'll put a photo up. I'll put a photo up by there, and you can see what the damage was. As usual, it was a little bit worse than what I expected, because there was a little bit of damage to the front chassis leg. The leg wasn't bent, just the end was a bit funny. And another story about that was, I asked this guy to come and look at it, to repair it. He repairs crash damaged cars. First of all, he said, oh, I don't want to get involved in that. It says, I went to his shop, right, his whatever it was, unit, and I said on it, I repair crash damaged cars. I went and asked him, he went, oh, I don't want to get involved in that. What's on your sign, mate? Right, so anyway, so I said, can you come and have a look at it? Because there wasn't a wing on it, it was all bent up at the time. And he said, yeah, I'll come and have a look at it. So he arranged a time, and then he texted me 10 minutes before and said, I can't make it today, can I come at 5 o'clock tomorrow? I said, no problem, you can come 5 o'clock tomorrow. He didn't turn up, so I ended up fixing it myself, as usual. You just can't get the staff these days, can you? Anyway, I'm waffling. Right, so I've got a crash damaged Suzuki Swift. This has replaced the Vauxhall Meriva B. Now, the Vauxhall Meriva B had code 168. It had code 168 on the front, and that means power steering fault. Now, the power steering on the Vauxhall Meriva B is hydroelectric. So it's sort of a mechanical rack with an electric fluid pump. And the electric fluid pump had failed, right? I looked into it, and I think I made a video about it failing, and loads of people messaged me back saying that it's really difficult to get it repaired. Some people have put a second-hand unit in, and it doesn't pay very well to the car. The coding's different or something. Another person said that they took it to a garage, they didn't want to do it, took it to another garage, they didn't want to do it. So he ended up going to Vauxhall, and it cost 1,500 quid. Now, the Vauxhall Meriva B, I know this is a long waffle to get to the Copart con bit. The Vauxhall Meriva B, I bought from Copart originally, if you go back and look at my videos. So, for me, it was uneconomical to pay £1,500 to have the power steering pump done, because I was thinking of selling the car and buying another one anyway. So what I did, I went on the internet, like this, right? And I went on WeBuyAnyCrapCar.com or WeBuyAnyScrapCar.com or something like that, or WeBuyBrokenCars.com. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I went on there, and the best price they offered me was 743 quid, and they'd take it away. So a truck came, picked up the car, and when he went to take the car away, he couldn't turn the steering wheel because code 168 was on the steering wheel. So he had to wrangle the steering wheel around to get the car on the truck. Now, remember now, when I filled in the form for WeBuyAnyCrapCar.com, they state what's wrong with the car. I said code 168, power steering pump has failed. Now, let's get to the Copart part. If you go on Copart, the car was directly taken to Bristol Copart, and they put it for sale on there, on Copart in Bristol, right? And I'll if it's still on it, I think it's still on it because it's failed to sell 3 times. It's only got to, it's got a reserve on it, and the highest bids on it have been £500, right? Lovely car, but it does need a new power steering pump. And the highest bid so far has been on 3 auctions. £500 has been the highest bid so far, so it hasn't reached reserve. But if I put the picture here, if it's still on there, and you go through it all, car looks okay, doesn't it? Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't say anything about a power steering pump failure. Nothing at all. Doesn't say anything about a power steering pump failure. What it does say is something like mechanical fault, and then when you click the little thing, it says undiagnosed ticking engine from the engine bay. There was no ticking noise, no ticking noise. So it says undiagnosed ticking noise from the engine bay. Yet that wasn't the problem. The problem was the power steering pump. I know I'm waffling by here, right? But this is the point I'm trying to make. Why are they not being honest about what's wrong with the car, instead of just being vague and saying a mechanical ticking noise or a vague noise? There was no noise. The engine was perfect. It only done 54,000 miles. No noises on the engine at all. The fault is the power steering pump, and they've hidden that fault in Copart. How weird is that? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make of this video is that don't trust everything you see or read on Copart, because a lot of the time people do get stung by Copart. They go on and look at the car. I was lucky on my last Copart purchase with that Meriva, and I got lucky. It was pretty good. Other than it had two snap springs, which wasn't on the Copart listing. So my point is, be very, very careful of Copart, because they're lying about the problem that I stated on a form, and also the driver who took it knew that it had code 1681 on it. 168, sorry. So there we go. That's my little rant about there, and this is my new project by her, Suzuki Swift. Anyway, I just thought I'd make that quick video. So if you like this video, like it, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hoo hoo hoo!